Hello everyone, welcome back to this another video by Map Mentors. My name is Lalit from Map Mentors. Today we are going to learn how can we design or build our custom layout boundaries using the plot boundary plugin in QGIS. I'm sure you have come across to this issue on creating the field boundary when you process your drone imagery, especially if you are working in the agricultural sector. You do a lot of research and trial in the small boundaries, and you need to calculate a different indices in that boundary using the QGIS. So once you process your image in the Pix4D or Open Drone Map, any software, then you load that image to the QGIS, and you create the field boundary, and you process that data and extract the value, right? So let me load my RGB image here, right? So I have one RGB. So this is a wheat field trial here in Nepal, and I'm going to show you how can you build the boundaries of each plot, right? So there are 5 rows and 6 columns here, right? If you go from here, 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 column, right? So you can see this is a wheat field, right? So there are small mini plots here, and there is a gap between the plots, and we are going to create the boundary for this research plot. So to clear the boundary, first you need to go to plugin and press here manage and install plugin, right? So from the here you need to go to all and solve the plot, right? Plot boundary. Okay, I have already installed this plugin. In your case, you might not have installed this. So click here and press here install plugin, because I have already installed. It's showing me the reinstall plugin. I'm not going to install it again, right? So let me close this. So this plugins is here in the vector, and there is a plot boundary plugin, right? So let me click this plot boundary plugin here. So name of our raster file is narc orthophoto. Sorry, narc orthophoto. So I'm going to keep it as default. So this name is what you have named the image here, right? So select the output file. So it is asking us to give it a location or directory where we want to save. So let me click here. Right. So my project is here. So I'm going to write here maybe plot boundary. Okay. The file type is GeoJSON, so I'm going to save this, right? So it is asking me the number of rows here, right? 1 2 3 4 5. So we have a 5 rows. I'm going to give it 5, and we have 6 columns, so I'm going to give it 6 because we are starting from the left corner, right? So again, we need to provide the plot width. So we don't know the plot width, so let me use this tool here. The tool is, let me find. Okay, I think I have a lot of tool and it's hiding somewhere, right? So let me keep it here. Okay, so this is our scale tool, right? So I'm going to bring it here and start measuring from this end to this end, right? Okay, so total width is 2.373 meter. So I'm going to give it here 2.737, right? Okay, so the height of the plot. So let me from here, let me, okay, height is around 6.527. So I'm going to provide this 6.527, right? Okay, let me close this again. So we have provided the plot width and height here. So remember the width and height is in meter. So make sure you verify that with your result, right? So row spacing. Row spacing basically means the space between these two rows. So let me again go to my scale tool here and measure the row spacing. Okay, from here to here, right? It's 0.706. So row spacing, I'm going to provide 0.706, right? Okay, then I'm going to provide this explanation. call spacing, right? Okay, so column spacing I'm going to provide. So it's almost equal, right? So there was a error. It's 0.686, right? So this should be 0.686. It should be here, right? 0.686. Sorry, where is zero? Okay, this should be like 0.70, right? So it is asking us for the another input, that is the left coordinate and upper coordinate, right? So let me paste to this get coordinate, right? So from here you need to choose a point in the left corner here, right? So for me it's, I'll check here, then it will generate a coordinate, right? So let me use this generate plot and click OK. I think we have done some a calculation mistake because the length of the row is very long. So we need to readjust this, but okay, let's readjust this, right? So there was slight error while providing this length distance. So let me do that again, right? And another thing is you can see our plot is not aligning with our real plot. So let me show you how to fix that. I'm going to open again that plot boundary generator, right? So this is not the 5, but actually it's 3 point something, right? And we need to use the rotation angle here, right? Because this image is not perfectly aligning with this generated boundary, and as usual you can see this is not like 90 degrees straight, right? So this boundary are 90 degree here. So let me provide this rotation angle of -25, right? And again the one thing you need to do is to simply, if you click this generate, it will throw some error here, right? So you need to again click here get you sorry, let me uncheck this and remove this, right? We need to remove because the plugin is still in the experimental phase. So let me select again get ul coordinate and let me click it, right? Then generate. Okay. Let me close this. Now you can see that our plot boundary is somehow aligning to our actual plot. From here, what you can do is you can just edit and change the location of the plot like this. Let me show you. Right, so let me go to this edit plugin. If you are not finding this edit plugin, you can simply go to maybe view, I guess, and then in the plugin there is a sorry, not plugin, in the toolbar there is a toolbar called advanced digitizing toolbar and digitizing toolbar. So you can launch it from here, right? So from here let me select this move feature, right? So let me click this and move it like this, right? No, I think it's going to high, right? Again let me select this, okay, bring it to its original size, right, like this. And you see our first row has been successfully lined. And again let me do this, right? Okay, you need to be very cautious while drawing the plot, because once you do that you have to generate the value inside that plot. So you should be very careful about the boundaries, okay, like this. Okay, so these two are perfect. Let me do this. uh-huh. Just few more and our plot will be ready. So you can see these are not aligning at all. So let me select and move this item here like this, right? So it's very easy tool to play around, and if you have a lot of experimental block, it might be difficult to move all by manually. In that case you need to provide the width, height, and uh, everything very precisely. Because if you are a researcher, you know your plot width and height and row spacing, so I think you can do that pretty easily. So another tool that you can use to plot this type of boundary is create grid, that is in vector. And inside the geometry tool, no, inside the research tool, there is option to create grid. So if you click create grid, so you can provide like what type of grid you want. I want the rectangle, right? So grid extent should be from this imagery. So you need to provide the grid spacing, right? So great horizontal spacing. In our case, I think horizontal spacing was something like, okay, let me check. Okay, horizontal spacing, I think it was around 2.06. Not sure, right? You need to find 3.50, and you simply create run and close. So this type of grid you can make, and it is very difficult for me, right? You might find it very easy, but for me, you have to first create this type of grid, and then you need to rotate all the grid, and I don't find this very easy and handy. But for me, for the small plot, creating grid using this technique is very much efficient for me. So a lot of results I use this technique. Let me save this, right? So let me right click, export, right? I'm just going to export this feature as GeoJSON. Here file name is plot boundary here. Then the coordinate system is default. So now this way you can create the plot boundary. And using the zonal statistics tool, you can find or extract the value here. So let me write zonal, right? So there is a option called zonal statistics here. So we have input layer is a plot boundary, raster layer is narc ortho photo, the name of the file. So I'm going to give it a random name called RGB underscore value, right? RGB value, and from here you can calculate different statistics. So here I'm going to calculate the mean value of the RGB image here, but there are a lot of options you can play around with. And let me run this, right? So once you run, you will get this type of additional file. Open the activity table, and boom, you can find there is a row field ID, right? So field ID, I have total of 30 fields, and the RGB value, the average of RGB value is in this row. So if you have NDVI or NDWI or chlorophyll index here, you can simply find this using the zonal statistics and plot boundaries. So this was it for this video. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. And Facebook, LinkedIn, we are actively posting a lot of interesting educational material for you in our pages. So I'll see you next time.